Hello and welcome to my easy to understand guide to Kim Kardashian and her online presence and industry. This video is going to be particularly relevant for you if you are studying AQA GCSE Media Studies, as it currently appears as a set text on that specification. It's important to understand how she is making money from her social media presence. On social media, you can, of course, monetize posts. When you have a certain level of following, you can then earn money from people viewing your posts online. But most of her money does come from advertising, sponsorship, and brand deals. So, for example, brands and companies will often pay her to promote their products on social media, or they will pay to have sponsored content on her social media. Brands and companies always really want to work with celebrities like Kim Kardashian because they know that if she features their brands or their products in her posts, they will get a huge amount of exposure. She'll often receive huge quantities of gifts from companies who are just hoping that she will feature their products in one of her posts. Facebook will also allow her to make money by them placing adverts on video-based content that she posts. And she also sells a huge amount of her own products and her own brands through social media as well. So she directs traffic all the time to her website to buy merchandise. She encourages people to buy her Skims products, to buy her skincare range and her makeup products. She can also sell via stores within apps like TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook as well. It is important on social media, especially in the UK, that celebrities make it clear when they have been paid to post content or when a post has been sponsored, for example, by a brand. This is because of the Advertising Standards Authority in the UK who regulate advertising. So, for example, on some of Kim Kardashian's posts, you will see her making it clear that content has been paid for, and you can get in quite a lot of trouble if you don't do this. In fact, in 2022, she did get in quite a lot of trouble, actually from the SEC in America, because she was promoting a cryptocurrency, but did not make it clear in the posts that she was being paid to promote that cryptocurrency. She actually got fined $1.26 million for this. So the regulation of advertising and paid promotions is quite strict in both the UK and America. She also has to be quite careful about which brands she associates with in case they do something that might damage her reputation. For example, she did make a public statement against Balenciaga after they did a campaign featuring children in their posters that caused a huge amount of complaints. Her public statement against the brand and their advertising campaign actually caused the company a lot of problems because of the bad publicity it caused them. Having her own brands like Skims, adds to her power and her ability to earn money. But doing these deals with other companies, these other brands where they can pay her to promote products is incredibly lucrative. It's rumoured, and it's obviously not exact, we don't know the exact figures, but it's rumoured that she earns up to $2 million per Instagram post that she promotes a product, which is crazy. And she's done this in the past for a variety of brands, including some that are fairly questionable. She's promoted weight loss lollipops in the past, morning sickness pills, vitamins, etc. So lots of brands want to work with her because they know she has a huge following and they know that that's how they can reach a massive audience. She's done a lot of brand deals in the past with other companies as well. So, for example, she's partnered her Skims brand with the Nike sports brand as well. And that was in 2025 this year. So brand sponsorships and partnerships, these synergetic partnerships are quite important. Skims also did a synergetic partnership with Dolce & Gabbana as well in 2023. And they made $3 million in 48 hours. She also features a lot of celebrities in her posts as well, whether it's her own family, so people like Kylie Jenner, or whether it's other celebrities like Megan Fox, Nia Long. And the use of celebrities featuring in her posts is a really great way of attracting more audiences and creating a more kind of aspirational brand for herself as well. And creating extensions of this brand are really important too. A lot of her posts revolve around promoting other products or media that she has starred in, whether that is her Kardashian reality show or whether it's magazine covers she's appeared on. All of this marketing helps to develop a more cohesive brand that are going to reach more people and make her more money. But the regulation of social media in general has been fairly lax up until quite recently, particularly in the UK. Social media sites regulated themselves and had their own rules and regulations with human moderators and also algorithmic moderating. So people, who posted offensive content or hate speech or fake content might get reported, might get seen, might get flagged up, their content might be banned, they might be banned, but it was all fairly lackadaisical and wasn't enforced particularly well. Don't forget, social media companies make money from these celebrities. The more followers that they can bring to a social media site, the more the social media site can charge for advertising. So it's in their interest to have celebrities on their platforms. They don't want to ban them. So even if a celebrity does something really offensive, social media sites rarely ban them from their sites. There are some concerns about how addictive social media can be. And celebrities like Kim Kardashian play on this by posting really regularly to keep their followers really engaged. Social media companies use algorithms to try and make their sites really addictive for users as well. It is quite hard with social media regulation because there are different laws in different countries, and obviously social media sites like Facebook and Instagram are global organisations with global users. So what's illegal in one country might not be illegal in another. In the UK, it's important to understand that in the last year or two, a new law called the Online Safety Act has been brought into legislation in the UK. It was signed into legislation in 2023. It's only really just become law in 2025, and we won't see it actually being enforced until much later this year. But it is a law that is designed to try and regulate the content on social media a lot more. So social media sites will have to start being much stricter on what people can post. They're going to have to start tackling things like offensive content, like hate speech, like fake news, scams, etc. So Kim Kardashian and her company are probably going to have to start taking that into consideration. Not that she's really been in a huge amount of trouble in the past for any of this, but certainly some of her family members and her ex-husband Kanye West have. Something her brand will have to bear in mind, that this is going to be a new law in the UK. And certainly companies like Meta, who own Facebook and Instagram, are going to have to take a much stricter view on anyone, including celebrities, that breach these rules. There are also a huge amount of concerns about the possible impact that social media sites and these influencers can have on young teenage users in particular and their mental health. It is thought that things like filters and Photoshop and the ability to manipulate images can have a really negative effect on things like body dysmorphia. And if you look at some of the extremely filtered photos that Kim Kardashian posts, you can see how some of her young teenage, particularly female followers, might start to have quite negative views about their own bodies. However, despite all of this, including the new laws being brought in the UK, some social media sites have openly defied these new guidelines and said that they don't want to regulate their sites more and that they want to encourage more freedom of speech, which in reality means that they're going to allow more content that is highly questionable to appear on their sites. These big tech companies are growing more and more powerful by the day. Meta is the company that started Facebook, and over the years, they've horizontally integrated by buying out other companies like WhatsApp and Instagram. They bought out Instagram in 2012 for $1 billion, and they bought out WhatsApp in 2014 for $19 billion. They have a huge amount of money. This is kind of a drop in the ocean for them, but this horizontal integration reduces their competition and increases their power. Google obviously is another really big tech company owning things like YouTube. But there's lots of new tech companies, you know, the company that owns TikTok, for example, that are becoming much more powerful. And certainly this power is overtaking the power of more traditional companies. We used to think of the big five film companies like Disney being the big leaders in the media industries, but actually it's these big tech companies like Meta and Google now that have the most money and the most power. So that was my easy to understand guide to Kim Kardashian and industry. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for other videos that are going to be relevant for you. And if you would like a video that I don't already have, leave a comment below and I'll add it to my to-do list.